Hello everyone, Oro here, and this episode's gonna be a little bit of a special one for me. I don't think I've really shown off my collector spirit, as I might say. I definitely am fond of collecting items in Arsenal, and as you can see from my inventory, I've got quite the bit of stuff. And in one of my previous videos, I covered basically the Arsenal Reloaded news. And in that, I mentioned the exclusive title that you could get for obtaining 100 plus copies of a character before the update had arrived. Now, with this brought a bunch of questions I wanted to have answered because I wanted to know, hey, what can I do in terms of collecting stuff? I've got all of this, and I'm bound to have at least something with 100 copies. And so I ended up asking one of the developers a set of questions. Does the new title for collecting skins apply to the skin you collected, or does it not matter which skin you get? Confusing wording, I know, but essentially what I was asking is, do you get a title per character that you have 100 plus copies of, or do you get just one title for having at least one skin 100 plus copies? And that distinction is pretty important because if you can get it on multiple characters, it makes it much more valuable. They answered per character, yes. Now, the second question I asked was, do the copies of unusuals count towards that 100 plus copies of the character? They also said yes to this, which means that here I have 152 Milo unusuals on Bishop of Time, which means that I will end up getting the title for Bishop of Time, even though you could only get the Bishop of Time once. I think you can see where I'm going with this. Basically, the concept is that you take a rare skin, like for example my hollowed scarecrow here, and then you take an item kit, right? And you put it on here, because obviously you can't get unusuals on this the typical way. So how would you go about doing this? And it is to have 100 plus copies of unusuals that you can put on a character. And now you're probably thinking, well, how in the hell are you gonna get 100 plus unusual kits? When was that ever possible? And that's where my secret little idea comes in. So if you would remember, I can't remember if it was the 2022 Easter event or the 2023 Easter event, but during one of those, they had eggs that you could collect around the map. And when you unlocked them, you got Holo Quack unusual kits, or the Flower Path Holo Kit, or the Dragon Breath. There was a whole number of different items that you could have gotten. I think Duck Rays was one of them too. And as you can see here, I've got 96 of these. And if I go to Scarecrow, I've already put 2 copies of this on here. Are we connecting the dots? This means that I have the chance to do one of the most expensive crafts in all of Arsenal's history. No! I messed that up. And with that, it is done. Hollowed Scarecrow. 100 copies. The most expensive craft I have ever done in this entire game. And that, to my knowledge, is probably the most expensive craft that anyone's done in this entire game up until this point. There you have it. GG. Have a good day, y'all.